In this second episode of Working with Time Management, I want to explain to you cod, and we're not talking fish. Hello and welcome to this second episode or second part of my Working with Time Management series. My name is Carl Pauline, and in this week's episode, before we move on to the golden 10 minutes, which will, I promise, come up in the next episode, I need to talk to you first about something called COD. COD is essentially an acronym for Collect, Organise and Do. Now, without COD, and without collecting, organising and doing, then the golden 10 minutes is not going to make any sense whatsoever, but I do want to break the two up. So let's get into COD. What is COD? Well, COD, as I mentioned, is collect, organise and do. Essentially, throughout the day, we are collecting stuff. We could have professors telling us to prepare an assignment, or just a short assignment, or preparing a group presentation, or whatever it is that a professor is asking you to do. If you're in the working environment, it could be your boss has asked you to do something, a colleague asks you to do something, a meeting might get scheduled and somebody just says to you, rather than sending an email, somebody might just say, oh, don't forget we have a meeting at 3 o'clock this afternoon. You need to collect that, you need to capture it somewhere. And what collecting means is essentially you have a trusted place where you can dump all this stuff that you are collecting every day. Now, our lives, unfortunately, our lives are not simple. And what it means is we have to have a trusted place to collect all this stuff. Now, to be fair, most of us are collecting our appointments, our meetings, our lectures, and everything else onto our calendar. That's just one collection point. And quite often, particularly with events, we're actually organising those events as we put them in. So if somebody says, hey guys, let's go out for a beer on Saturday night, then of course you're going to put that into your calendar, I hope, or say 7 p.m. Saturday night. Well, you've actually done the organising already. So there's a little bit of crossover here. But let's just say your boss says to you, okay guys, I want you to get together in your groups and I want you to prepare a presentation for next week. Well, now that's actually a task, and so what we need to do is collect that task, so we write it down. Now, collection tools is entirely up to you. You could be very into the technology world and have a sophisticated to-do list manager like Things3, Todoist, OmniFocus, Trello, whatever you want to use, and you can capture or collect those things into that inbox. But on the other hand, you might be less into the technology and just prefer to use a notebook and pen. And to be honest, I still use a notebook and pen. But the key to your collection tools is they need to be trusted. You need to know that you are going to look at them with at least every 10 hours and pull out the relevant tasks that you need. So I have one notebook that I carry around in my bag so I can capture tasks and notes and whatever when I'm with a client or with a student. I have my phone with me all the time, which actually has my Todoist inbox there. I also have my Evernote inbox on my phone. And pretty much these days, wherever I go, and I'm sure wherever you go, your phone is with you. So I would guess, and this is really entirely up to you, that your number one collection tool is going to be your mobile device. But, and this is the key but, you really do need to make sure wherever you are collecting these, essentially it's in one place and that you trust you are going to look at it at least once a day, which, by the way, is where the golden 10 minutes comes in. More on that in the next episode. But once we've collected all that stuff, what are we going to do? Well, we have to organize it. And what that means is you go through these trusted collection buckets or collection tools or wherever you want to call them, inboxes, and you look through them every single day within 24 hours. Anything that's urgent you need to get done or you need to schedule on your calendar or in a to-do list manager if that's what you're using. But you need to schedule them. Anything that's just reference material, throw that into your reference materials wherever you want to keep that. It could be Evernote, it could be OneNote, it could be Google Keep, it could be Apple Notes, whatever you're using, but then your reference materials needs to get sent over there. And Organised. We'll come into more organising in a future episode. And finally, we have the doing. And that is a key part. Of course, this is the whole point of any time management or productivity system. We need to be doing. But there is a workflow, because we can't do everything all at once. So that's why we need to organize the things that we're collecting and to schedule time or associate time with when we are going to do those tasks. Equally, when you're organizing, and this is something that a lot of people seem to miss, is if you decide later when you're organizing stuff that you think, nah, I'm not in the mood, I'm not going to do that, it's just not for me, then fine, delete it, get rid of it. So organized could also be called tidying up, but I couldn't come up with an acronym for CTD, so that's why I came up with COD, which is collect, organize, and do. But that's the key point. So what you're going to look at, and we'll sum things up a little bit here, is the first thing is you need to set up some very clean collection tools. Your phone is a great candidate for setting up a collection tool. And if you're not into buying third-party apps for this, Google Android phones, they all have options like Google Keep. They have built-in to-do lists. iOS, which is what I use, we've got Apple reminders, we've got notes, we've got a calendar. And equally, you can use any of those tools and they're all free. Getting yourself organized is not expensive today. You don't need expensive third-party applications. But what you do need is something that you trust, that you will collect the stuff into and you will look at it every 24 hours. Now, this is something you're going to have to develop. It's a habit, I guess, that you will have to develop. But seriously, guys, if you're collecting stuff and not looking at it, you may as well not bother collecting, because it's just going to get lost in that digital ether somewhere in the world. So what you need to be focused on, and what I would suggest that you do this week before the next episode, is figure out what is going to be your most trusted collection tool. And then start thinking about when would be a good time to organize all this stuff that you've collected. Is it going to be first thing in the morning, or is it going to be last thing in the evening? That, again, is really up to you. What works best for you? And of course, the doing is where your calendar comes into play. So you look at your calendar and you think, well, tomorrow is a busy day of lectures, or tomorrow is a busy day of meetings. Then don't schedule things then. Move them off till Friday. You may have a quieter day on Friday. And don't be afraid to sit down on a Sunday afternoon for a couple of hours and do some of that work. You know, that's the world we live in today. We have a lot of things to do, and the weekend can be used to catch up a little bit. But I would not suggest for 1 minute that you give up your whole weekend to get on with all that work. Okay, I think I've rambled on enough this week, so enough there. Hopefully you found this useful, but I would like to ask you that you figure out what is going to be your best collection tool. Is it a pen and piece of paper, just a small notebook and a pen and piece of paper? Is it going to be your smartphone? Whatever it is you're using, decide this week what tool you're going to collect things in. Okay, please guys, stick around to the end, as I have a very, very special offer that I really hope that you get to see, because this can really supercharge your world, supercharge your life, and really get you into a much more successful frame of mind. Okay, thanks very much for watching. It just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Thank you for sticking around to the end, guys. What I want to do is to tell you about March 2008's online course special offer. I have put the special offer on my complete guide to creating a successful life. This month, and for this month only, I am offering you 50% off. Yes, that's right, 50% off on this course. Now, this course is part of my premium online course series, and it is designed to take you on a journey of self-discovery and evaluation, so that you can find out what it actually is that you want to achieve in your life. Now, we all want the same thing out of life. We all want to be happy. The difference, of course, is what makes us happy. Everyone has different things that make us happy. So I really want you to get yourself involved in this course because I want to help as many people as I possibly can to discover what they want to achieve in their life and then build a plan to be able to create exactly what they want to achieve. So that's what this course is all about. There's over 3 hours or just about 3 hours of lectures on this course, broken down into 5 to 10 minutes of each lesson, and there's download files. You can get yourself enrolled for 50% off in March 2018. All you have to do is click on the link in the notes section below and get yourself enrolled. I hope to see you there. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next episode.